Slavi's asleep over here. Hi, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Here again with Slavi Jordanov and Michael Stanley, who I just call Stanley. But anyhow, we're here and we're wanting to talk about new construction today. So new construction is a great option. So
yes, right. I really thought this was something great to talk about because I am now starting to see, and every year we're going to see this during certain times of the year, lots of competition in the market again. When we're talking, some of the areas that people are really wanting to move to, and we're talking that $250,000 on the low end. You could go below that depending on the area, but $250,000 to $400,000. I'm just seeing multiple offers again, and not just 2-3 offers. I'm seeing 6, 8, 10.
Minimum 5.
I had one the other day that my buyers wanted to offer on that they had 20 offers.
But the problem is you honestly can't find new construction in that price point either.
When we're talking to 400,000 and
above,
and above, but we're talking about interest rates being 7.5% or more right now, and the likelihood that we're not going to be down to 5% like we wanted to by the end of the year, and I
still think we're going to shift before the election. I think we have to.
The election might drive that, but the inflation report just came out this morning. We're still way up, and now they're kind of nervous about that. But the good thing is, guess what's out there? New construction, where we can get rates down to, with an FHA loan, we were talking, you said
$4.99?
4.99
correct
on an FHA loan, and I know they're going down to 5.5 on a conventional loan.
Correct.
We're talking saving 2 to 2.5%. Maybe even up to 3 for an FHA on a loan, which is massive.
Right.
And when we're talking about bumping up to 450. Some of the new construction, some of the good new construction, I'm seeing at 420 to 450. And then if you're looking for very specific, if you're looking for very specific areas like Dublin or something like that,
Dublin's hard.
Yeah, then you're going to be in the 6s.
Landlocked.
And certain areas you're going to be more in the 5s, 6s, but you can get into some of these desirable competitive areas in the mid 4s, and at 5.5 or 4.99%.
Correct.
It's crazy.
6.
Yeah. Well, and even if the builder isn't, because not every builder is offering to buy down the interest rates, because that is like $20,000 out of the lender's pocket typically. But not every lender has a national lender as their partner either, because they own the lender and the builder. So, but when they're so big that they can own both, that's when they can really give you the best deals. So not everyone can do that, but one of the great things is that most lenders, and it's not like just big banks or anything like that, but most lenders are saying, hey, we all believe that interest rates are going to go down within the next 12 months. We will refinance you for free or for a very minimal cost. So that's why now is still a good time to buy a house. And I had someone ask me the other day, and I said, well, our saying in this industry is the best time to buy a house is 5 years ago. And he said, or 10 years ago. I really should have bought 10 years ago. And I'm like, well, yeah, that would have probably helped too. So, the best time to buy a house is always now, because you can't go back 5 years. So it's just a way to gain wealth.
I just love that you can go into a community. You can either build from scratch, and the build times are ranging from 4.5 months to a year, depending on the builder.
Who's doing 4.5 months?
D.R. Horton.
But is D.R. Horton allowing you now to pick what you want?
Correct.
In every neighborhood?
Not in every neighborhood
I didn't
yet.
think so.
They're starting again.
They are starting again.
I didn't think so.
They started in a couple of their more expensive, larger communities.
Like Pyatt Preserves, because it's the higher end homes. Yeah,
but they are starting to shift to do it 50-50 in all their communities. Last time I spoke with the sales rep, Mike Anderson.
And by the way, that Pyatt Preserve community is awesome because, for one, you're within walking distance to the elementary, the middle school, and the high school. So that's why that community is a big draw. But the other thing there is that currently they have some inventory homes that are like under $600,000, and they're 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths with a 3-car garage. And you can get those special interest rates. That's amazing.
I have not looked at the pricing this week, but I could swear that there was one of the 5-bedroom floor plans hit $599.
Okay.
Because they have
Yeah, 'cause
multiple
they have 'em under
5-bedroom.
6.
Yeah, they have multiple 5-bedroom floor plans. Everything has a 3-car garage, like you just said.
I
It's
saw
crazy.
4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths is what I was seeing. So the
Okay.
5-bedroom probably sold, but the 3-car garage, I mean, that's amazing. So anyone who has like a bunch of junk or whatever, kids, bikes, everything take up a lot of space. So
Yep.
you still want to park your cars in the garage, so you get a 3-car.
But all the outdoor toys and bikes and things can fit in there too. And then
That's
you get
what I'm
a
saying,
full,
that's why you get a
full
3-car.
finished basement too, so you can store everything down there.
Oh,
Or, I'm sorry, not finished.
I was gonna
Full
say
poured basement. I apologize.
Yes, I was
full
like-
poured basement.
full finished basement.
I
What are you
wish.
talking about?
I want to finish basement.
Yeah, no, but it's still a good deal.
Oh, it's
I think
it's a
so.
great deal.
And in that Olentangy School District, I think those are some of the best deals that can be found. Because you go down the street where you're paying a community development charge. So Berlin Township doesn't have that community development charge. You go down the street to Evans Farm, and you're getting a long, skinny house with 3 floors that are finished, but you're paying the community development charge. So I think that Pirate Preserve is probably one of the best.
Big lots there too.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the best values in Olentangy schools right now.
It's pretty crazy.
Nice.
So I love it though. You're not like we're talking about competition again. In homes.
Right.
We're talking about going up against 5 to 20 offers, and we're talking about people.
Which it used to be 20 to 30 offers.
Correct,
Yeah.
but 5 to 20 is still a lot. I mean, I had 2 different properties buyers were interested in that went respectively for 40 and 50 over list price with appraisal gaps in place. So not only are you making the down payment on the home and the closing costs, you're guaranteeing some of that appraisal gap or all of it to be covered. So they're adding in an extra 30, 40, 50 grand, which isn't going to be the case every time, but it's just
Right.
a lot of money out of pocket.
But there are certain areas that you're going to have that in now, no matter
Mhm.
what, because you can't buy new in Upper Arlington or in Dublin. You just can't do it. So,
Yes.
you're going to have that
New
competition.
in Upper Arlington is a one-off when one of the builders tears something down and builds something, and it's usually spoken for immediately.
Right. Or they're doing it because someone bought the house and is
Mhm.
tearing it down. So, but yeah, so it's just landlocked other than that. So it's just hard to get into those areas. Olentangy has a lot more land. That's like the largest school district in the state, I think.
Mm-mm.
By
Buckeye Valley by land is the largest school district in the
Really?
state, by far.
Interesting.
Olentangy's huge, but Buckeye Valley is
Olentangy's
massive.
huge. I think it should be 2 school districts.
Yeah,
but
so
what do I
Buckeye
know?
Valley is bigger than
Interesting.
Here's Delaware County. Here's Olentangy and Big Walnut. Buckeye Valley, besides
Goes
Delaware schools right
Because
here,
it's all farmland
it's
out
all this. This whole big sea right here. It's crazy.
there. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It takes me like an hour to get from where we live to the other elementary school in our district, just driving through farmland.
I did
Something
not
to look
notice
forward
that
to.
it was that big. I've never paid attention actually.
It's
Yeah, I didn't
crazy.
realize it was that big.
It's huge.
But it's a very highly rated school district.
Oh, we love it. We love
Yeah.
it. And there's a good amount of new construction out there. And what's great about out there is you can find builders like an MI or a DR Horton that are building if you want to be in a community, you want to get that sense of a neighborhood. You don't want a huge piece of land to maintain. You want to get in those great rates, but other builders are building on lots out there, inventory homes to sell, and you can get 1 to 5 acres, and then people are building custom homes out there. So there's lots of opportunity and diversity in the type of property and type of house you can build out there. And there's, like you said, lots of space. But the schools, people love them.
They do.
I love them. I live there. We love them. My kids have had a great experience there.
And actually, Mike Beatty's
Yep,
wife
Mike
was
Beatty.
Right.
a substitute teacher for one of your kids, right?
And
So, yeah,
and
it's cute.
and his kids went to Buckeye Valley as well. They loved it there. So
It was just cute that his wife was actually a substitute teacher,
Mhm.
so one of your kids' classes. But yeah, so right now we're seeing more inventory homes than what we're used to from builders. And then like Three Pillar just said his traditional numbers were, 30% inventory homes, 70% build for someone. And he understands that he's going to need to make that like 50-50 going forward because people do want to buy something now. So we
Yeah,
get
there's
a lot of people from out of state, out of town. They want to buy right now. They don't want to wait.
Right.
And
yeah, a lot of people moving in here. And
Yeah.
if it's not someone
They're
who already
expecting-
lives in town, yeah.
They're expecting spec home or
Yep.
something that can be moving in right away. Yeah.
Correct, because it's most custom homes are a year.
And again, this isn't even Intel. Intel isn't even really here yet. We probably have a handful of people from Intel, and that's it.
People just don't realize how many companies we have here in Columbus. Plus, like you mentioned in another podcast, the university, the medical systems, and then beyond that, what's being built around Intel right now is starting to open up. We have a med tech facility that's getting ready to open. I mean, there's multiple facilities out there on top of the huge industry we already have here.
Well, what's crazy is a lot of the people that I'm relocating now, I heard a term that I had not heard used before. Instead of calling it baby boomers, they're calling them baby chasers because they're chasing the grandbabies. So that's who I'm relocating a lot of. So, and they've got money and they want to build. So, and they would prefer that something be ready, but you know, and people that are looking to build, if you're looking to build custom, you should look a year ahead of time. So that way it gives everybody time to adjust to the fact that you're moving from the only thing you've ever known to where your kids decided to move. And it's amazing how many people, you know, started out somewhere else, but then all the kids, like I've got them come from Cincinnati and Cleveland, and all their kids live in Central Ohio. So they're all moving here for those grandbabies and to help out with that. So the baby chasers, I like that.
We get a lot.
True.
A lot of people come here for work or go to school here at OSU and then stick around.
And stay.
And that's, you know, they end up meeting someone they love, have babies, aka grandbabies, and then they relocate.
And the only reason that you relocate from Arizona or Florida and it's not for work is if you have grandbabies here. So I would still question that if I was you. But give them airplane tickets. Start them young at just flying to you. So
you always have people come here and see it in the late spring or summer or early fall time. Then they don't know what they're getting into as much. So.
Well, sometimes you can get lucky and see all 4 seasons in one day.
You can.
Maybe 6 sometimes.
So, yeah.
We have in-betweener seasons.
My sister, so she moved out to California, and she met her husband living in San Diego, and that's where he grew up. They lived there for a while and ended up moving back here, which we've loved having them back. But every time they came and visited when they lived out there, it was always for the holidays. They'd always come for Christmas, and it was either rainy and kind of cold, or it was
I'd rather have snow
really cold with snow, and all the leaves were down, the grass was brown if you could see it, or if you couldn't, it was covered in snow. And he was like, "Man, Ohio's miserable." And then finally they came and visited in the summer, and he goes, "This is the greenest place I've ever seen in my life. It's gorgeous." He couldn't believe it. He was out riding bikes all the time, kayaking, boating, went for, runs, and we went to a bunch of different parks, and he loved it. And, that was a few years before they moved, but I think that cemented the fact that, all right, we can live here.
Yeah. Well, and I just relocated a gentleman for work from Miami, Florida, and his wife and daughter, he wasn't sure how well they'd take to it. And they're renting a place at Bridge Park, and right now they're building a 5-level split in Jerome Village, a Fisher-built home, which is gorgeous and huge. And if anyone's ever heard me talk about 5-level splits, they're amazing. And we belong to a group called B&I, so we're going to have to plan a field trip when this thing gets done, because they couldn't believe when I was talking about 5-level splits in front of them. So it's a sight to behold, those 5-level splits. So a lot of useful space. But he wasn't sure how well the wife and daughter would take to it, and had initially thought that they were going to keep the house in Miami. But the wife and daughter came up here and absolutely love it. It doesn't even bother them the cold. They do wear jackets. I don't even wear a jacket anymore. I don't think I've ever really worn a coat. Like, I'll wear a jacket on occasion, but it's more of a hassle.
I know this because this past winter we had a couple really excruciatingly cold days, and I had to give you my coat. So.
I know, this is true. This is true. Someone should probably carry socks around for me, too, just in case. Because I refuse to wear socks, too. Too much laundry. But anyhow, so yeah, we just have a ton of people relocating for different reasons, and that's one reason that keeps our local economy really strong, and one thing that we're very thankful for. It makes us a little more resilient to some of the outside factors.
But it also makes that new construction such a valuable asset to have, especially with the rates that make it way more affordable.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, any other comments on new construction?
So I just went to a meeting, like a builder realtor meeting this morning, and they were showing about how powerful this new construction is. Like, offer, like I would say, on the table. So it's like you have an existing home at 7% for 400,000, and your payment and interest is going to be $2,600 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do have the new construction, they offer 4.99% interest rate, and their payment is, guess how much?
On the same house,
Well-
same 400,000.
No, on 475,000. Guess how much it is?
$2,300 a month.
2,400.
Yeah.
So you're $200 less on a $75,000 house that you're paying.
75,000 more.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
75,000 more. Wow.
So-
Well, and the other bonus to new construction when that payment scenario is that you're also not going to be taxed on the fully assessed value of the home for 6 months to a year. So you're not going to pay full taxes either. You're going to be paying taxes on the land only.
Correct. Yep.
So
Yep.
you're saving money there
Yep.
too.
And also on a new build, your your insurance is lower as well than your.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah, I didn't even
Gosh,
think
That's
about
another
that.
issue. It's like
Insurance-
30%
Well,
less.
Insurance
and-
costs have gone up
And
quite
your
a bit.
utility bills, because those houses
Right,
are
yeah.
wrapped tight.
Much
Correct.
more energy
So,
efficient.
yeah, much more energy
And
efficient.
then the warranties.
Yep.
You have all
Yep.
those warranties associated with it, so you're looking
Right.
for a number of years of not having to pay out of pocket to fix things.
It
Right.
seems kind of interesting because if you look at like homes that are like, you know, existing homes that are coming on the market, it's like, they've been there for like 12 years. So now it's coming on the market. So now the hot water tank is past its useful life. And you're, you know, over halfway into the AC, the furnace.
HVAC.
And you're over halfway into the roof. It's like, okay, they're getting out while the getting's good. And they're moving on to a new construction. So, you know, make that move yourself. Go into that new construction so you have less out-of-pocket costs coming within the first 10 years. You're just going to have a lot of less out-of-pocket costs.
Right.
So new construction's smart move. You know,
and a lot of them will offer to pay some closing costs.
Yes.
a lot of them will if you use their lender.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they can
And get
afford
that
to
great.
do
It's
that.
like you're getting the great rate and closing costs. I just don't understand why anyone wouldn't use a construction lender. So.
Right.
And sometimes I struggle with the fact that we are, you know, running out of the farmland. We're running out of woods and stuff for our animals and everything. But deer are mean. They're cute, but they're mean. They deserve to be reduced in population. But, well, people get all upset. Like I read on the Facebook group, so why are they taking out another section
Where
for?
the heck did this? Where did this come from? What the heck?
Well, because people get mad that we're building homes. Well, you know, we have to build homes because people are still reproducing. We need places to put
We
everybody.
got coyotes and deer and foxes and birds and what, beavers
They
and
get
groundhogs.
displaced. They get displaced. I kind of feel bad. It's a struggle internally. But
It's not that much woods that we're cutting down.
It's
It's
not. It's
mostly
mostly
farmland.
farm.
So yeah, that's it. Farmers are
farm.
affected, yes, but again,
yeah, farmers are affected.
I mean the ones that
They
have to sell
retire.
are, yeah.
Yeah, they
They
don't
always
have to sell.
They don't have to sell. Yeah, that's
They
it's
don't
an
have
option,
to sell.
right? Yep.
They're making bank. That's why land is so expensive when you go into a subdivision now, because those farmers made bank.
Right.
And somebody was complaining to me about how expensive land is. Well, guess what's the one thing we can't get more of? Land.
Land.
So, and we keep using more and more of it, so we're running out of it. So it's going to get more and more expensive.
Right.
But anyhow, so on that lovely note, I'm not sure how I got off topic, but it is true. I do feel bad.
Deer.
sometimes.
Those effing deer.
They are mean. They attack dogs. It's so crazy. Abby's laughing at me. Poor Abby. She's like, the crap I hear these people talk about. Stick to real estate, people, right, Abby?
Oh my.
Anyhow, thanks for listening to us and indulging us. We do try to add a little bit of humor, and just the three of us talking is usually pretty funny.
I
so.
add a lot of sweat to these podcasts because this room's
It's
hot.
hot. We suffer in these lights just for
Just for
everyone
you.
to see us
Just
better.
look beautiful for you.
And no one really wants to see any of us except for Slavi, you know? But anyhow, thanks for listening or watching. And remember to like, subscribe, share, and
Well, you got to comment. And you
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
hit
comment.
that notification bell, of course.
call us if you're looking to buy, sell, or build.
At
Thank
Shannon
you.
Grimm Realtor. At 614 Real Estate Nerds.
Yes, or shannongrim.com. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.